After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 615. Today is not Wednesday. It is Tuesday, March 4th, 2025.
Oh, you wrote Wednesday on there.
As we are recording, I thought we were going to record on Ash Wednesday, but then we have hair appointments tomorrow. So, happy Shrove Tuesday.
Why would we record an Ash Wednesday?
I don't know. Happy Shrove Tuesday. Happy Fat Tuesday, whatever you want to call it, for day before Lent. Anyway, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Ty, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we're glad you found us. We hope you see something that you like. If you are returning, we are always glad to have you back, and we hope that we hope that you continue to come back. I don't know. I'm a little bit ditzy today. I'm a little annoyed because my show notes wouldn't go through to my
But this might
devices.
work out very nicely.
This might work out just fine, but
because we were talking about something that might actually make things more convenient.
in the meantime, I need to get my emotions in check because I'm annoyed. So, little things to give up for Lent. I do want to, we have a new viewer. Her name is
Bookzealots.
Bookzealots. She's a booktuber. I started BookTube. So she was one of my first people to come and say hi to me.
Oh, that reminds me. I should
And-
probably add your BookTube in the description of this video.
Right. So, Bookzealots, welcome to PHM. We're glad to have you with us.
Yes, very much so.
I'm excited to have you join us. She crochets, so I'm looking forward to seeing her projects. Maybe she'll decide she wants to join PHN and we can see some of her projects. She's a homeschooler, or was a homeschooler. I don't know if she still is. I think her last one's going to college.
Yeah.
But so hopefully she'll have a little time that maybe she can join us and do some of that. But if not, we're glad to have her here. And I will be popping into your BookTube channel shortly as soon as I get myself organized. Sometimes I'm not as well organized as I like to be. So, okay. So we want to welcome her. I think that's all we have to say about the actual introduction of things.
Okay, we'll get
I probably forgot something because I got off my spiel because, yeah, I blame her because she's new and I had to say hi. So, she's a sweetheart. She really is. If you want, are you looking for a BookTube channel? Check her out. She is called Bookzealots, and she usually does it with her son, but I think her son is going to college, so I don't know how much.
I'm not sure when that is.
I'm not sure when that is, but anyway, they're pretty. I've seen one and a half videos of hers. She was by herself. I haven't seen her son yet, but she's funny. I like her. She gets really enthusiastic. I think she's great. So, yeah. So moving on to our alongs.
T. And you have more projects than I.
How many do you have?
3. And we only count the knitted ones.
Anyway, what's that supposed to mean? Only the knitted ones.
We only do the knitted and crocheted ones. We don't count like the scrapbooking and things like that.
I don't have any projects like that. Okay, in my Adagio, I'm going to be switching this mug out pretty soon, but this is my Adagio Advent Christmas mug from last year, I think it was. Not 2024, but 2023. I didn't try to get one for 2024. And it is one of my own blends. It's Scottish Morning Owl. And for those of you who are new, Adagio lets you pick ingredients and make your own teas. And then they add a little bit of pixie dust or whatever it is they add to make it come together. And so this is one of mine. And it's really good. I like it, if I do say so myself.
And you do.
And you are drinking?
I am drinking in the mug that I've been using for any on, because I tend to do this with my mugs. I'll just use the same one for
So do I.
ever. So this was a Christmas gift, part of a set
I have the other one. It's got a little truck, I think. On
Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
Old-fashioned sleigh rides, and then here's Irish Stout. I'm pretty sure that it's cold now. Lukewarm. So
Awesome. Okay, so that takes care of our teas. We just mentioned Adagio. Those are the teas, both of us.
yes, and this one's only available to purchase in, I think it's, what, March, maybe into April?
Yeah, something like that, late February to maybe early April, maybe. No, wait. It just became available because I picked it up almost as soon as it became available. So like March 1st, I think it came available, and maybe to the end of March.
I thought it was available longer than that, but
maybe. I mean, you buy it.
I know it starts in March.
I picked up some for myself.
I usually stockpile this because it's only available once a year.
Well, that's like Brigadoon. That's why this tea came into existence because
but that one's available only every 4 years.
Brigadoon is only available every 4 years, leap year, voting year, whatever you want to call it. And so I ran out. Well, I'm saving the last of it for Easter Sunday. And so I decided I need to have something to take its place, and that's this. And a nice lady over at Adagio made something else. And so for my birthday, she sent me one of the components, her part of the component, and I got the other component. So I'm going to put it together the way she suggested and see if that works as well. But if it doesn't, this one. So, all right. I wanted to let everybody know, thank you for the last 2 people who did get in touch with me for their addresses, for the prizes, for the alongs. I got them. I'm not terribly good about responding to the messages. I need the messages because I need your addresses. I'm very appreciative that you got them to me. So I'm telling you here, just in case I don't get a chance to answer you there. And I hope to get those off in the next week or so. I hope, now that things are going into Lent. We're not looking at, baking for special things or anything. We're just slowing down. So I'm hoping to get those off well before we have to send out prizes for this quarter. So those will be going out. Thank you for letting me know. The alongs that we're currently doing, we have the ABC Make Along. Okay, so this is knitting. All the alongs that we do are knitting, crocheting, fiber arts, and paper crafts. Okay, so the ABC, the directions are in, the rules are in the threads over at phnpodcast.freeforms.net, right? Over there, it's in the description box below the video. And that gives you all the information, the featured yarns and featured patterns, my yarn and patterns. I only have one pattern, but my yarn and patterns, Taya's patterns, Laura's yarn and patterns. That's Crocheting Julian. And she's Lollipop Girl yarn, I think it is. Or Lollipop Girl Creations. And I think she's transferred completely from Etsy over to her own place now, but I'm not sure.
Last we talked to her, I don't think she had done it yet.
She was still in midst. Laura, when you get the chance, I know she watches, but she doesn't always comment. When you get the chance, can you pop in and let us know where you are in getting your shop set up so I can send people to you? So those, when I say that they're featured, that means that the finished object that you make, knit, crocheting, or paper craft, if it has the featured yarn or the featured pattern in it, then it's eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished objects. If it has the featured yarn and the featured pattern in it and meets all the other criteria, then it gets 2 chances at a prize for the finished object only. And the way this works is that this quarter is like A through F, I think. And it's divided.
The rules are going to be...
This is a little complicated. So the rules are in the thread, okay?
And also, we don't want to overdo the rules because, a lot of our viewers aren't even in the group, so it's kind of unfair to make them sit through.
But it's been a while since I've talked about the rules. I haven't done it in a long time because of the fact that we just, and this along is a year along and divided into quarters, okay? The hashtag is PHNABC 2025 on Instagram. And there are prizes. Okay. The Ready, Set, Go Mal is exactly as it says. All things cannot be started before January 1st. Okay. That's right? January, February, March.
Yeah.
So, no, they must be started January 1st or later.
Okay.
Yeah. Because never mind. Don't just forget that.
They must have been started in 2025.
2025. January 1st or later. Of course, the whips are also allowed once you've started them, but they have to be started by January 1st. And the same rules apply. You can look and see in the group. Okay? All right, so that leads on to projects.
And since you have
I need a
more,
drink. Okay, my first one. I haven't done a whole lot of work on this kind of stuff. I just haven't been feeling like doing a whole lot, so I haven't. I seem to have lost my hook.
that happens a lot. Did you not put it in its holder?
I don't have a holder for this one. I don't think. Oh, yes, I do. Here it is. No, I don't. There it is, my hook. Don't worry, that's just my printer making random noises. It does
I
that.
actually don't think that people can hear it because I thought it that was audible in the last one of the videos I did, and it wasn't.
Well, in case it is, that's my printer. It gets jealous. It doesn't get enough attention, and it randomly makes noises. So it's a good printer, though.
It is a good printer.
So this is, I'm making it for Talia, and I've done like, I don't know, maybe a half a row on this since I saw you last. So it is growing. It's a variety of yarn. I believe that it's mostly my yarn at this point, if not all.
This is not yours.
I think that's Heidi's.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like yours.
Yeah, this is my.
This might be a Big Bag Wolf, 8 Little Red Riding Hood.
It might be. This one is my chocolate covered strawberries, and this one is not Lady's Favorite.
No, it's the other. Oh darn.
Courtly Love.
Yes.
Courtly Love. These were developed when we did a kit of a pair of fingerless mitts. So yeah, it grows really fast if I sit down and work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't, I'm either tired. I mean, I went to bed before 8 o'clock last night and slept. I mean, it just.
Was it really before 8 o'clock? It seemed like it was later.
I started getting ready before 8 o'clock, but then somebody stopped me.
I wonder who that would have been.
Somebody stopped me.
I have no idea who that was.
So,
might have helped if you didn't leave your water on the stove.
No, that wasn't what I was talking about. I came down after that. It was before that we were talking about pharmacies and medicine and all that stuff. I was going up at 7:45 because I was just falling asleep all the time. So, but that's okay. It's all good. And here I am doing this.
Indeed.
I just can't focus.
Excuse me.
And also, it's hard. My husband doesn't like me to do stuff when we do date night. I can do it when we're just talking, but he doesn't like it when we do date night. I can do it when we watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
We don't watch TV. We watch videos of TV. That's a whole nother thing. So, your turn.
Okie dokie. So, I'll actually just show, let me take out 3 stitches I just worked so I can.
3 stitches.
Yes, 3 stitches.
Hi, 3 stitches. I don't know if they're still out there.
I don't think they're still doing it because I know I just saw their channel a while back and they hadn't done anything in a while, so I unsubscribed, and that was years ago.
Yeah, I missed them.
Many years ago.
They were super nice. Their mother and 2 daughters, awesome people.
Well, I think once the one daughter started teaching,
I think they're
it got
both
harder.
teachers. I think they're both teachers. Yeah.
With the 3 of them all separated, it was a lot harder, I think.
Yeah.
And then,
super people.
life happens, especially when, you don't necessarily start as a full-fledged adult, so you aren't able to work. You don't already have it planned around your schedule. Whereas when we started, I was already a nurse. And,
I was impressed that she was doing it with college.
Me too. Me too.
I think it was Lindsay. No, it was the other one who was in college.
I don't remember.
I forget. But they're super nice people.
So this yarn loves to hug itself, but
pretty.
That's because it's unplied, single ply. So this is, I should probably measure at some point. This is for Mom. These are the not just boring. No, these are the Dance All Night socks.
Love those. They're like leg warmers.
Oh, that's right. I haven't finished the first one yet. I could have sworn I finished the first.
I thought you did. I thought you started the second one.
I thought I did too. Where did you go? Maybe I have it in different bags. I transferred bags a couple of times. That's I'm gonna have to find another one because I don't feel like reknitting. No, you're right. I did.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I finished the first one.
Like, oh, maybe she'll finish it for my birthday.
So I will have to figure out what happened to that.
Yeah, I hope it didn't go the way of Nightwing.
Well, it's probably in my pile of projects. Like I said, I did a lot of bag transfers, and it probably ended up being in a bag or falling out of a bag or whatever.
And for those of you who haven't been with us for a while, Nightwing was a skein of yarn. Nightwing was a skein of yarn that I made, and I have no idea where it went.
And that was years ago and still never shown up.
Never shown up.
Although you've had things that never shown up and then they end up underneath the couch.
Yeah, we found a camera 5 years later.
So this is the first sock. I put it next to me probably so I could not have it get caught up in the other yarn. So, of course, it's, you know, all folded and stuff because it's, I didn't grab them on my sock blockers. But it's kind of nice because it is single ply, so probably felt on the bottom to create this nice slipper-like feel.
And this will be one of the only things I have in my own yarn.
Yes, and they purposely made it so the knit side would be faced against the foot, so it'd be a smoother feel on the foot. I think it's one of the few socks that I've knit ever where the pattern actually has it written that way. Most of them have the purl side even on the sole of the foot. But
kind of bumpy.
You don't really notice it.
The purl side?
You don't really notice. Well, trying to figure out.
I have a whole bunch of socks.
I don't know why I'm sitting here and feeling my foot because I don't like it. No, because I don't know why. Oh, I know they. It does no. They wouldn't make it different.
Well, the bump would be up against your flesh instead of against the floor. But
yeah,
I don't recall it being any different.
It doesn't. I don't remember it feeling any different.
Because I don't make socks.
Yeah, I don't remember it feeling any different.
But she makes them for me.
Yeah, I don't remember them feeling any different. But it's been a while since I've worn them just against my feet because I usually wear them over compression socks now.
Although now, Ty, my competitive spirit is getting up because my friend that I got her started on knitting, she's knitting things that are small, little needle type things. And I'm like, you know how I get.
Yep. Yes, I do know how you get.
But apparently I can't do that with squares because it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter apparently. So yeah, this is something that's unique to this pattern. I've not seen any other patterns do. I'm sure someone else has, but I haven't seen it. And these are supposed to imitate like 80s leg warmers, the design. So
only they cover your feet and keep you warm.
Yes. And I hope I didn't do that too. I guess it's stretchy enough for you. I mean, you have a pretty thin foot.
That's kind of tight, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah, let me.
What bind off did you do?
This isn't a bind off. It would be the...
the cast on.
Cast on. Oh, okay. I can get it on. My foot, I think, is wider than yours. And I think it loosens probably with time.
I'm sure it will, yeah. With heat and...
Yeah, so...
And you're over another sock even.
Yeah, so that's what it... might as well.
Foot.
So, good thing for being super flexible, right? Okay.
I couldn't do that. Not with my hip. Foot.
So, there you go. That's what it looks like on a foot. So... I probably should do that with the other one when I'm done with it, because then I'll stretch this cuff a little bit. Yeah, see, look, that helped. It feels like it's a little stretchier now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it was just cranky that hadn't been used.
I'll do it for the other one, too, before I give it to you. So that way, it'll stretch out a little bit. Although this one already feels naturally a little bit stretchier, so I don't know what
It might be just that it was sitting there, you know.
It could also have been that maybe I had a bit of a different tension that day.
Could be.
But...
Which is why I usually toss projects that have been too long.
So I'm almost at the point where I have to start thinking about stopping. Oh, I have a few more inches. Actually, probably about an inch. Before I had to start thinking about doing the heel flap. Which, if you're not a knitter, because I know we have at least one new crocheter in the group. So the heel flap is here. Then you do what's called the heel turn, which is kind of like a little, it's not quite a triangle, but it's...
wedge.
A wedge, yeah. With a thinner part on top. Then you pick up stitches and end up doing the rest of the foot and then doing a Kitchener at the bottom. Which
I did a Kitchener once.
I actually really like the Kitchener.
I did a Kitchener for a hat once.
And there is a historical there's a historical reason why it's called Kitchener. I actually have a book on Kitchener.
You said I think you did a booktube on that. If our booktuber wants to take a look at that, I think you
I
did.
can't remember if I actually recorded it.
No,
or
I know you wanted to.
I know I wanted to. I might have talked about it briefly when I got the books, because I went on a whole rant, decided that no one would be interested, and I at least got rid of one of them. I might have done another one later. That was a little less
never
ranty.
Stopped you from ranting before.
I've actually edited out long rants before because I'm like, okay, this might not be pertinent. Or like maybe this thought would be best kept not on the internet.
Yeah, maybe it's best to discretion.
Yeah, so that's where I make liberal use of my editing skills, where sometimes there is a chunk that is just taken out because perhaps those thoughts are just better kept at home. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but it does happen occasionally. Or maybe I worded something not quite the way that I wanted to, and it didn't fully express what I actually intended to say.
Or it could be misinterpreted.
Exactly. But yeah, so this colorway it came without packages. It's one of Mom's colorways. And it's one of your Christmas colorways.
It is.
So it was initially intended to be a pair of Christmas socks, but Mom did not finish the yarn in time for Christmas.
Well, I had other socks to do. She wanted me to do Dad's, and
I've been asking her about this over a year before.
I had to do Dad's last year too.
You didn't dye Dad's last year. The year before that, you gave me
only because I never got around to it. I found something else. For you.
Actually, I didn't ask you the year before that. That year, I didn't think I asked you.
I gave you the
Chicken Lady Fiber Arts.
Yeah.
I didn't think I think I asked if you had anything.
Regardless, I provided the yarn.
You did provide the yarn. But
I only did this much.
I beg your pardon?
I only did this much.
Okay. Congratulations. What am I supposed to say to that?
This is the way things go at our house.
Are you just because you're now switching projects? Is that okay? Alrighty, so now it's
stay
her.
Stay with the flow.
It's her turn.
Oh, it's this way.
Because I'm assuming that's why you decided to tell me how much you finished.
No.
Unless you're like being a 6-year-old. Did this much.
I'm being 6. I'm not 6.
Oh, that's why you're 3.
I'm 3. Josh was 6.
There's a little bit too much in the way of...
Josh 6?
Oh, I don't remember. That's like half an eon ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. All right, let me move that over. I have to see what I'm working on. Oh, okay. Oh, and the bag that was in my blue plaid bag. I don't know if I showed it.
Plaid bag.
This came from our local yarn store, Knitter's Magic in Winchester. We're not in Winchester, about 30 minutes away from Winchester, but it's our local yarn store. And she has an independent provider for these bags, and they're very well made. The only thing I wish for these bags is that they weren't snapped. I wish they were zip, because they're very nicely made.
They are very nicely made.
And I would use them for a lot of stuff if I had zippers. Okay, now.
Although the zippers can be challenging to put into things, so I can understand why.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not faulting her. I'm just saying I wish they had zippers.
Yeah.
Okay, in my Silver Shed USA, Ann Brody, and I think her name is Ann Gander now, is our Pentac Needles 10-year podiversary bag, and you can see the different logo here.
And this was 2 years ago.
I'm trying to find the one that was the blue one is our 10-year. You can see this one here has a 10 over it. That's our 10-year when we changed over, and the one in the red was what we had for a long time. And then this is one of our first collaborations, mine and Taya's, where Ann did the bag, Taya did the toy, and I did the yarn.
We're going to have to bribe Dad to do one with both of her short hair.
Yes. But there's no way to make... Well, Ann will make it if we ask her. She will.
She will, and she's back in business.
Yes. I'll just... Yes. Maybe when we hit... Maybe we'll just do it because. And it doesn't... maybe we'll just have one size.
We're 12. I don't know if I want to wait 3 years.
No. We might not be here 3 years from now. I want to have... Yeah.
And then maybe have all like this, but with another.
Their short hair.
Yeah.
Maybe the short hair and then these two
Mm-hmm.
around. Yeah, I know
Yes,
it's kind of weird to walk around with our faces
let's
on.
make plans for Dad without even
We do this all the time.
not like he's painting something for me
No,
or anything.
and me too. And that's another thing that we'll talk about later, maybe. But if we have time, I ended up. Okay, this is my little blue baby blanket. Okay, and I ended up pulling it out because this yarn, the ice yarn, I love the ice yarn, but this is so grabby. This particular version of the ice yarn, because I've used it before where it's not grabby at all.
Mm-hmm.
But this one has some kind of halo to it.
Yeah.
And so when I tried to tink back, because every once in a while I'm not paying attention or I forget what I'm doing, and it'll do
Yeah.
this. So I said, okay, I'm going to tink back, no problem. No, it would not let me tink back, and the yarn snapped, and I can't get it to tink back any further. So this is I can't see. You can see it here. Can you see this? See how it goes? Can you just kind of run your finger along the edge there? See, it kind of goes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm too far up. It bows out because it's getting bigger, and I can't tink back enough to correct that. So I started it over again.
Oh.
I was going to give it away as a mini blanket, but then I realized it really is still.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put it in good.
What you could probably do is, it sounds weird, cut the part where it's starting to bow.
Mm-hmm.
Or cut a little bit underneath where it's having issues here, and then see if you could pull it back after that point.
Well, yeah, maybe. What I might do with this is I can see where I caught the tail here.
Well, let me take a look as soon as I finish with this one stitch that I'm binding off.
I didn't realize you could do this. You can't, fellow crocheters out there, did you know that you can steek crochet? You can. I thought you would just lose all your stitches, but apparently you can steek crochet. I'm going to have to look into that. But anyway, this is how far I am. And I'm really tempted to just go back to my Cerebel.
Well, let me go ahead and take a look and see if I can make it all better.
This is just a double crochet here. And so I would just, it should go pretty quickly if I just sit down and do it. I just haven't felt like sitting down and doing it. I just felt, nah.
Well, especially when it's retarded progress because of...
Yeah, it's and I feel like, it's my own fault for not paying attention to what I was doing.
What I would recommend doing...
Yeah, you have to,
is putting the stitch markers...
I need to get a dedicated place where I could just stick stitch markers so I don't have to go look through all my bags. Because for a long time, I was just carrying stitch markers in my bags.
Yeah, well, and since you're doing it mostly in the house, I do have... Well, you see I have a general bag that's just that blue... This is my stitch marker bag.
Yeah, I need to...
But only for my locking stitch markers.
I need to get from... I think it's Knit Picks. I like their stitch markers. I'm going to go...
That's where most of mine are.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up several of the big ones and several of the small ones and I have all these little boxes. Mm-hmm. And Hobby Lobby has gotten those boxes that Michael's no longer carries very much.
Yeah, and those boxes... Mm-hmm. I have one of those boxes and I keep... Oh, no, I use one of my old tea boxes to put my other stitch markers in.
Well, what I want to do is I want to put some stitch markers in a box that stay on my shelf and don't go anywhere. I can go to them. And then I want every bag that I have, I don't care if I'm using it or not, to have stitch markers in them. So that when I do my projects, if I'm away from home, I have stitch markers.
I would also recommend within the house, perhaps maybe having a small bag that you can carry with your project bag. Not small, but like this small. So,
like what small?
Like this small with just the locking ones
that
you can carry with your project bag, no matter what,
don't put it in a bag.
Carry it with.
You put it in the bag when you're going, but you take it out afterwards.
Yeah, and just be in the house.
Right. And I might, I'm definitely going to have to talk to Anne and see.
So I pulled back.
Okay.
I didn't even have to cut it. It just takes a little patience.
Well, I already took a whole bunch
the problem was you kept pulling on and you created a knot.
Well, I think what happened was because usually I'm really good at that kind. Usually I'm undoing yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that
Not in a while, because
yeah.
usually what you had to undo, I can usually undo this.
Mm-hmm.
Usually what you had to undo for me is when it gets tangled in the skein.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually when I give up. This part I'm actually usually pretty good at.
I get frustrated with the fuzzy yarn because I can't see.
Mm-hmm. This one you usually get frustrated with this before I do, and I usually get frustrated with the other before you do, which works out well.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah. How much time do we have before we have to? Oh, we're still good. Okay.
Although if you want to take a quick,
Well, you said that you should have a little more time before we do that. Maybe when we finish the projects.
let's see how I have one more, but I might want to go off a little bit on it. So let's just go ahead and pause out. Give me a chance to pull out a little bit more.
Okay.
And you probably need another cup of tea.
I do.
So we'll be back. Mom's going to get another cup of tea, and I'm going to sit here and, you might want to mark how far you want me to go.
Okay. I don't have anything to mark with, but.
Hold on.
Let me take a bite. Usually I have something off my handle. Let me see. No.
No, I thought you had one there. Because I used to keep them there.
I do too. I just.
Do you want a big or a small?
Oh, I don't care. Whatever is easy to mark. You want me to mark it, right?
Yeah, just where you want me to stop.
Let me see.
So that way I can be pulling it back while you're...
Oh boy, this is gonna be quite a bit here.
That's fine. You just have to show me where.
right
And then
here.
I recommend getting a stitch marker at the beginning and end of each row. And then just, even though it's a pain in the neck.
And if you get to like here and you see that it's even,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and leave it there. You can do it there, but
Okay.
I don't want you doing more than you have to. Let me go and get my cup of tea. Do you want to?
So let me go ahead and turn this off.
We will be back in a few.
So... Okay. So we are back. Mom had to get her cup of tea.
Yes, and there's various and sundry things. Go to get
So-
the mail and all that.
Yeah.
I did show what Christina gave us already, right? For the
Oh, I have no recollection.
I'll put that down with our things just in case.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Before I go on to my next project, just wanted to mention that to the person in the comments, you know who you are, who had asked, who had said they would like the Columbo book. I did mail it to you. It might even be there for you for all I know.
You said the day before yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago. The Saturday?
No, I sent it over the week. Monday. I sent it Monday.
Not this past Monday.
This week.
Yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
So she probably doesn't have it yet.
Yeah. So,
It is winging its way to you.
yes, it is. So, that is on its way, just so that way you know. Because I don't think I remember to email you. But, okay. So, the next project I want to show, I actually just finished binding off where I'm at, is the... Let me get rid of this little skein. The log cabin. Oops, this is the wrong side. So here's our log cabin. Not log cabin. This is the courthouse steps.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, which is slightly different. And just nice lapgan. Going till I feel like stopping. And I guess I'll probably start up another one because I like using up my scraps.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's just a comforting project.
They're just those projects that you keep coming back to.
Mm-hmm.
And they change over time, you know.
Well, and also, you know, because you're always using different yarns, it's always going to be fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we probably should be winding this up.
Yeah.
So you might want to wind that up. Because otherwise that's going to be...
Well, are you done with that project?
It's going to be a while.
No, are you done with the project that you just did?
Okay, well, let me show you. Let me just... But yeah, I had to start the next log because I just finished this one, I think. So...
Which one?
I think I just finished this one here at the top.
That's pretty. That's one of Heidi's.
Well, it's a mixture of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one of Heidi's. It's Actually, I think a mixture of 2 mini skeins I had.
When I mention Heidi, I mean Undead Yarn.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure neither of those are hers. I just mixed 2 yarns together that had mini skeins because I wanted to use up smaller skeins that I have. But yeah, so it's
pretty
very
kaleidoscopy.
Yes, it is. It's actually any rather dark. Thus far.
What was the one that you started out kind of light and then it started?
That's the
George's.
Yeah, the Log Cabin Love. Because I started springy and then I ended up in jewel tones. But yeah, that's it for this one. I have to see where I go from here.
Okay. In my Rena bag, I don't actually know who did this bag, but Rena gave it to me, so it's my Rena bag. It's one of the few that I have with the plastic. I didn't think I would like plastic bag. It's a vinyl bag, not plastic. And I thought I wouldn't like it, but for my scrap projects, I like it. I can see my yarn that I'm using. And this blanket is just, I call it Scrappy Dappy Doo, and those of us who are old enough know who Scrappy Dappy Doo is. Scrappy Dappy Doo is the irritating nephew of Scooby Doo. But let me just clip this.
Apparently, Gunn, John Gunn, the one who did Guardians of the Galaxy, also did the Scooby Doo movie. And he couldn't stand.
Movie.
Yes, he couldn't stand Scrappy Dappy Doo, so that's why he went the way he did with Scrappy in the movie.
I don't remember what he did with Scrappy. I didn't remember the movie very much.
It really, honestly, wasn't worth remembering.
No, not really. So anyway, this is what it looks like so far. I'm just using all my scraps. And now this is so long that I a lot of times my scraps are actually yarns I got for something, and then I decided I wasn't going to do it, and I didn't know what I was going to do with the yarn. So there's whole skeins in here because, I'm sorry, Taya. Taya, grab one end. This is as long as our couch almost that we're sitting on. It's a 3 cushion couch, almost as long.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, if you put it to the arm there, it's almost as long.
It's not quite to the arm.
So this is just a long blanket because I wanted to get rid of scraps because I'm trying to make room for other things, and I'm also changing my focus. Like I don't need to have a lot of fingering weight yarn. I don't use a lot of my yarn of choice is DK. I do want to have a few skeins of it, like maybe 5 or 6 skeins of it, but I don't of the fingering. But I prefer to have my yarn be DK. And so I'm trying to use up stuff. Now this is all DK too, but so kind of defeats the purpose. But anyway, and this is also fairly dark. My husband's like, it's so dark. But I have yarn in the wings, especially from Lollipop Girl Yarns, which is really very bright. Let me see if I have one in here from her. I don't think I have one in here. That's from her. But it's extremely bright. No, I don't have one in here. But when you hear her Lollipop Girl Yarns, I always think of Pop.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very,
Very
bright.
bright.
Neon yarns. I mean, she does do some that are a little more subdued, but she's really into the brights.
I have a pair of socks that are very bright that I haven't knit on a while.
That, tell you, the turtle, Tara.
Which Tara?
The one that, no, the one that's bright.
This one's your color.
Yes,
though.
I know. This is mine. My color. This is an autism awareness colorway, but this is what you think of when you think of Lollipop Girl Yarns.
Even though this is Mom's yarn.
This is my yarn, but she's just very bright. It's fun, and she's, hi, Laura. And that's Tara. Taya made it for me.
Well, the design is Tara. This is Felicia.
This is Felicia, and I forget which one's this Happy.
And actually, I made her for my office at my final job, and then after I had to leave, I took her home with me, and she's now yours because, well, she belongs to the podcast
because of this.
Yes,
and I made one that's a little more subdued. It came out a little bigger because my gauge is different than Taya's.
I've got a very tight gauge.
My gauge has gotten tighter, so I don't. If I made another Tara, like the one I'm making right now, I don't think it'll be as big as that one, but I don't think it'll be as small as this one.
And people who are new to the podcast, this is a crocheted pattern. I don't do a lot of crochet.
It's Taya's pattern.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of crochet, but when I do crochet, I design toy patterns. Because I prefer to knit.
And I prefer to crochet. I do knit, but I prefer to crochet.
So, okay. So my next one. Let me take a sip of tea. Oh dear.
Sip of tea. Where is the... Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the end is in the. That's why I stopped. I was like, oh, this is gonna be awful otherwise. And I don't untangle that kind of mess. That's your job.
No, she just made it for me. That's all. Let's see here.
So my last project to show is in one of those bags Mom was talking about.
Well, I was talking about a lot of bags.
From
Knitter's Magic.
Knitter's Magic that have the snap on it. This brown fabric is really soft.
I got one for Davina that's blue that I almost kept. See, and I told this story before in the podcast. The bag I showed you, the plaid one.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that bag, so I got Davina and Ty each a bag. This is Ty.
And I've absolutely done that where I wanted something and I then picked it up for someone else as well.
And so every time I look at her blue bag, I'm like, I want that bag. It's so soft. If she doesn't use it, I'm taking it from her.
So I love the inside of this. It has kittens playing with yarn. So, but this project, she's upstairs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At least she was last time I looked.
This is Davina's sweater. I call it the Quicksilver sweater, but the pattern is actually... Now, I do not recommend this pattern.
Oh, did you work on it?
Yep.
Oh, you did tell me you worked on it.
This is actually Bookseller's fault because she mentioned...
Our newcomer is getting blamed for lots of things.
She mentioned that she was working on a sweater when she watched. And then that made me want to work on a sweater.
And Book Zealot crochet sweater, I would love to know what you're working on and where you got it, because perhaps I'd like to make another crocheted sweater.
So, let's see. This pattern is by Amy Miller. And I wonder if it came from magazine initially because that's what the format kind of makes me think.
It does look like it. They don't usually have columns like that in books.
Because I'm not very, except it doesn't really look like it's a...
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the Hillcrest coat.
It's a beautiful sweater.
It is. You can't really see very well, but it has a cable down the back. Now I have a complex one. Davina's bugged me for a crochet, for a knit cable sweater forever. She likes the one the Vivian, which is the first cabled sweater that I ever knit, and probably actually my most complex cable sweater. Although the white one's pretty close. There's a lot more shaping.
The Jane Richmond
in
one?
the Vivian.
The Jane Richmond sweater?
I can't remember the name.
Would she do a white one? You did a yellow one of hers.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the other cabled one I did.
Yeah,
the white cabled one.
I know you're talking about.
I don't know if that's a Jane Richmond. I don't think it is. Jane Richmond, I don't think does the whole... She's more of the... she usually has you having a stockinette on the inside and the pearls on the outside. So reverse stockinette. That's the term I was looking for.
She's got really nice patterns.
She does, but hers do tend to be simpler.
Right.
In look. More streamlined.
The yarn that you use for that white one's beautiful too.
Yes,
soft.
it is. Yes, that's Barocco.
Vintage, is it?
No, can't remember. It's Barocco. But this is not. This is Knit Picks yarn. But the way this pattern's set up, it's not super clear, so I'm not very thrilled about how it's formatted. There's been points where I've not been sure if I've made mistakes or not, simply because it's a really... I think it's very... Sorry, yarn in my mouth. I feel like I still have it in my mouth. So sometimes I feel like there are mistakes that maybe I'm not sure if I caught or not because of how it's formatted. So I'm very close to finishing the body.
It's looking nice.
So I know she'll actually wear this. This is bulky. It's like a herringbone cable.
Those are so pretty.
And
it'd be nice like that to fight or to get some.
Yeah, so it's nice and warm than the other one I made her. Actually, it's a very similar color to the other one I made her. That one was one of my early crocheted. I think it might be my first crocheted sweater. Well, maybe it's my second one. It's either my first or second one. She got one of the very early crocheted sweaters.
Yeah, you made it before you made mine.
Yeah. So when I'm done with this, I'm not sure if they're going to have me pick up for the sleeves or if they'll have me pick up for the collar. This is supposed to have a zipper. I have to see what zippers I have and if it's the proper size. If not, I'll have to look into getting a zipper. I picked up a couple that I have in my button/zipper box. And it's been a while since I put a zipper on a sweater.
Yeah.
I can't think of if I've ever done it for someone who's not me.
No, I don't think so.
I might have to get my
Mannequin.
my mannequin from downstairs. Yeah.
I'll ask somebody to help you with that.
Because I want to make sure that it's pinned on correctly, because I can adjust the mannequin for her measurements.
Davina's small.
Yeah. Now this stretches, but I want it to be more comfortable for her. So I'm on the ribbing that's at the bottom of the sweater.
There you go.
And I think that, awesome. I'm not sure if they'll have me seam the pocket, because I don't usually like to put pockets on anymore, except this is an inset pocket.
Is that hard to do?
Anything with this pattern wasn't the most easy. Once I actually got down to it, it wasn't too bad.
It looks almost like you...
Well, you hold stitches.
Almost like you do a sleeve and then you went this way.
So you hold stitches. If I remember correctly, you hold the center. You hold the center and then you keep going down the sides where the pockets are going to be. Then you go back
pick up stitches.
And I can't remember how I must have cast on down here to get then the rest to have it measure up then to here. But yeah, so
That's very nice.
It'll be this nice inset pocket. This is actually the first inset pocket I've done. And it won't be a very big pocket, just enough to have like a tissue or something in it. But it'll feel a lot more sturdy than those pockets that you just sort of seam.
Right.
Or even the ones where they're partially, where you picked up stitches, but they just don't, they also don't look quite as nice. They kind of bulge a little bit. But the inset's quite a bit nicer.
I like the inset pockets.
And it'll have a zipper because she likes the way the zipper sweaters form. Because that's part of what she likes about the green one that I have.
She's a fashionista.
She is. It won't have nearly the cables that my Vivian does, but I don't love anyone enough to make that again. That's where ignorance kind of helps sometimes, where you don't know how complex a pattern is.
You don't know, you should be afraid to do it.
Yes, exactly. I didn't know that it was something I should be intimidated by. And so I just started, which was probably an intermediate to advanced pattern.
I'd say that was an advanced pattern.
For my second sweater. My second ever knit project.
Yeah.
My third, because I did a cute little pig first.
He was adorable.
He's somewhere in here.
Somewhere up here.
Piggy, piggy, pig.
Oh no, he's hiding.
Piggy, pig.
I hope he didn't fall behind the couch. I don't know where he went.
I'll look for him.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, piggy, pig. He actually has a ball in there.
Oops.
He's a pig who has wings.
Flying pig.
Yeah, this was my very first. And I always forget that he's actually technically the first. Then I had a stockinette sweater that I knit for my grandfather, and simultaneously I did I knit the 3 sweaters simultaneously. I did the stockinette sweater, I did the cabled Vivian, which is probably an advanced pattern, and then I did the color work
For grandma
that had the color work across here, because I was apparently insane.
It's not past tense.
Well, the thing is, now I might think twice about doing.
Yeah, but that's because you fall asleep when you sit down.
Yeah, but he is cute, and he does hold up pretty well.
He's adorable.
Now I probably wouldn't put the ball in like they suggest. I probably would have stuffed him, but he does stand.
He's adorable.
And for a first knit project, he didn't turn out too badly. So, there you go.
Now, you guys saw my Plushy Dreadful last week. This is the bag it came in. The psoriatic arthritis one. So, in here...
Oh, she's become project bag.
Well, for now, she has. I have to figure out where I'm going to put this. I tore out that scarf that I had, the green scarf. I showed the pattern, and I just didn't like the way it looked. It was not showing up. So what I decided to do was I cast on another scarf, and this time I'm knitting it, because I tried doing one that was another one that was crocheted, and I was like, no, I don't want to. And so this is, I'm in the middle of the row here, but it's just a straight knitted. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, so I decided to cast on, and this time I'm doing the scarf lengthwise instead of width. So it's just a straight garter stitch scarf. I have no idea where it's going. This blend, I believe, has a little bit of silk in it. It's kind of a tweedy kind of green color. And I know I have more of this. I just don't know which bag it's in at the moment, because I switched bags when I switched projects on it.
I'm just looking at my glasses to see if I recognize the yarn. I'm not sure if I do.
It's a Barocco.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a Barocco. One of those yarns that we got when that shop closed down, we decided to...
Okay, that's why I don't recognize it.
Yeah, well, actually, when they moved, they moved, and then but the place they moved to wasn't nearly as friendly.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as well set up.
It wasn't as well set up, and the people who bought it were not quite as in tune, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to say they weren't as friendly. I just felt like you were more of a number over there in terms of...
And it didn't feel like that as much when they're at the old place.
No, but that was a different ownership.
Well, they changed ownership, and then they had the same owner for a little while at the old place, and then they moved.
Yeah. Well, the old place was fine. The old place you walked in, it was like walking in. It had like a seating area, and you could sit like in a half circle, and then the cash register, I think, was right up there, and then all the yarn was around. So even if you were walking around the shelves, you could keep in with the conversation. It wasn't a huge shop.
And even if someone was at the register, they could keep in with the conversation.
But in the new place, it was like this little place in the back.
Mm-hmm. First of all, you had to go upstairs.
No.
You had to go up a little bit of a flight.
To get inside.
Yeah, to get inside.
Porch stairs, yeah. But it was still on one floor. But the fact is that it had kind of like this little galley kitchen in between, where you went to pay and everything, where you went to sit. And if you went to buy yarn, the majority of the yarn was kind of cut off from the rest. Mm-hmm. We never went back. I think we went once.
We went once and we didn't go back, just simply because it didn't work for us. Mm-hmm. And also I was getting to the point where it was harder for me to go out anyway.
Well, we went after that. We still went to our local place in Warrenton, which is also small. Not Warrenton, in Winchester is also small, but it is small, so even if you're in the back area, you can talk to people. Mm-hmm. And the lady there is super. She's amazing. Our Knitter's Magic, Laura, she's fantastic. So if you're in Winchester, check out Knitter's Magic. It's a little small shop, but it's great. I love it.
Anything else about that project?
Not particularly. It's basically, you can't really see because I just restarted it. It's just knit stitch. So it's just going to be a very simple kind of shawl.
Just a garter.
A garter stitch scarf. I'm trying to use up my yarn so I can figure out what shelves to use for yarn, what shelves to use for bags and books and shop stuff if I continue my shop, which right now I will. I did my business license, renewed it, so at least one more year I'll do my shop, but we'll see what happens. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, so let me count my stitches, and then that will lead us on to next kind of things. 2, 4, 6,
you done with your projects?
8, 10. Yeah, because I only had 3. So do you have any journaling?
Yes.
Okay. Let's put another stitch down. How many pages for you?
I just have the spread. I now have that one central spread.
Okay. Because I have several with me.
Considering I just did the last project, I think you should start doing
I was going to. I just had to reach and get it. But before I did that, I wanted to show. I did finish the rosary.
Right. Oh, I forgot to bring my rosary.
You showed it last time.
I did? Mm-hmm. Oh, I did. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, because
that's right. Because Rena commented.
I finished it last time, or before last time. It just took me like a month to finish mine, even though I had it start at the same time. I just didn't feel like doing the last decade and having to then do, because this part requires cutting and adding another knot, and
effort.
Yeah. Well, and also I'll sit there and make sure it's mostly even.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I'm pulling. It's not like I didn't get it perfectly even here. But it's close enough.
Show them the centerpiece. It's beautiful.
So it's got a really nice centerpiece. I've got red tiger's eye. Whoopsie. Red tiger's eye for the Our Father beads. And this is a wood bead. Can't remember what kind of wood. I had to pick up more of it because it's a wood that Mom really enjoys.
This.
So these are 8mm beads. The ones she's going to show are 10mm. And then the crucifixes for each of ours is the same.
The crucifix is the same. The central. I wanted mine just a little bit bigger.
Well, I don't think I gave you... No, I might have asked you if you wanted
Yes,
bigger.
what size I wanted.
Yeah.
You did. My centerpiece is just a little different.
I think I tend to make you bigger ones usually because I think they're easier for your hands.
My hands, yeah. So you can see
There's a slight difference.
a slight difference to the centerpiece. Really pretty. My husband likes the way the light, if the light hits off the little dome on the top of it, it makes it look kind of like it's moving.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. And she's gone. She has the tiger eye in the middle. I have lavender.
For the tiger eye, for the
center bead here.
that's not lavender. That is.
It looks like lavender. The color. Just talk about the color.
Yeah. Blast. I can't remember what
They call it.
What stone it is.
Oh, it's a stone. Amethyst.
Oh no, not that kind of stone, Mom.
No, I know I know it's not a gemstone.
Yeah. No, I can't remember what kind of stone it is.
Whatever it is, it's pretty.
What's the one that you always like? Jasper? It might be Jasper.
I like Jasper, yeah.
It might be Jasper.
Is that what you made Matthew out of? Jasper, Matthew?
Oh, Mom, I've made you so many rosaries. I have no idea what I made Matthew out of.
I think Matthew's Jasper. It's green.
I've picked up multiple colors of the Jasper, and that might not even be Jasper. It might be something similar to Jasper. That one was a newer color that I picked up on a whim, and because it has a kind of terracotta look to it. I actually don't think it's Jasper. It's something else. It's another stone.
That would be really pretty with deep purple beads with that color. Or
I have a few purple, but I think I'm almost out of them, and they're more of a kind of like, not a brittle bead, but you know how the pink ones are, the quartz. I think it's a purple quartz.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what your resurrection rosary has, is the purple quartz.
Right.
I think you used up all the purple quartz I have.
We have made a journey for our rosaries. We started out when she started making them with the stainless steel, which we like the weight of it. But for me anyway, it's hard on my hands sometimes.
It messes with my neuropathy.
And it gets, so I have a few of them, but I had her remake one or two of them in wood for me. Because,
and also, I've had to get a journey to getting thicker cord. Thicker paracords. I've gone thicker, thicker, and thicker. I think it's the thickest I've gotten, and thus far you haven't broken it.
I break things.
You very much break things. I did have one person back when I still had the shop open. No, this was.
Oh, I remember.
This guy was from Ireland or something. I felt so bad for him
because
he was hoping that this one would hold up, and because he had never been able to keep a rosary and have it be okay. And this one broke too. I can't remember how I worked it out so he would be it would be, worth.
Poor guy. He needs to make his own rosaries.
Because there's not much you can do in the paracord. It's
it sounds like maybe how I think what happens with me is I put pressure between the beads when I'm doing, and maybe with his being a man and he puts pressure, maybe puts more pressure. So because I'm not that big a person, so I can put pressure. If I can break the darn cord, then I'm sure he can.
What did I do with my other notebook that had? Oh, I bet I put the wrong notebook in the. Okay, so I don't know what I did with my project notebook. Did I put it in the other bag? Yeah, I put it in this bag because it tells me which journal entry I showed last. I might have put it in here. If not, I'll have to guess and find the notebook later because this is my one for the blankets.
What are you talking about?
I have a notebook. Oh, I probably put in the sweater bag where I write down what I worked on.
All right.
And that includes my journal entries because this is probably it.
Oh, did you see what I did here?
That's it. I put it in my sweater bag.
Okay, I'm glad you found it.
So, okay. So, let's see. House of Beaufort was the last one I did. Okay. Because I think I was almost done with the House of Beaufort last time. I was in the process of writing the review. So, this is how it turned out. So, this is actual washi tape here that I purchased a while back. A lot of stuff that I printed out just looking at up on the internet. Like this book review pocket that I ended up making. For people who are interested in making your own library card pockets or any sort of pocket, I end up taking a piece of paper.
Don't tear it off. Here, give me something. Keep one of these pages.
Okay, that works. Thank you. So I end up taking a piece of paper and I end up, then let's see, that's my thing there. So approximately like that. I'll show you guys in a second. So what I end up doing is I end up sort of arranging it like that. And what I do, and this is if I only wanted to do a straight,
Bottom.
well, the bottom's always going to be straight. This is if I only want to do a straight square versus a, a shaped one. Because sometimes I will do fussy cutting along the top and have it shaped there but nowhere else because the pocket itself can't be shaped or it'll mess up with how it folds. Okay, so you have this kind of shape going on, and now this is of course very rough because I had to tear it. Then you fold along the lines. Now, of course, I wouldn't normally have that big of a hole in between. They would actually fold over rather nicely where I would have this glue over on top of each other. More like what's going to happen here. And so then, okay, so it ends up being something like that, although it would have met here instead. So then you create a pocket like this. And you just then, I usually put glue and make it so this, I'll put glue on here, I'll put glue on the bottom, make sure these top parts glue to this bottom one here without having any glue on the back of these. And then with the glue on this and this, I'll press it on the paper.
If you want to, you can always put something on top of this to make an embellishment.
Yeah, you could. I never have done much. Now I've done things where it's overlapped a little bit from the bottom or something. Or I've done, I think one of the things I had in the past, some of these older ones stick to each other because I was I was just getting used to some of the glues.
I'm still figuring out my glues.
I think I finally found the glues that work for me. Also, I think I finally figured out how much glue to use. And I wonder if part of it is also maybe I leave things open now a bit longer.
Yeah, I always leave mine open to dry overnight.
I don't leave it overnight necessarily, but because it takes me longer to do a page than it does. I thought I've done, oh, there it is. So sometimes I don't do something like this very often, but where I'll have the drawing over a pocket. And this was a pre-made pocket. But I went and did the drawing over it and over crossing it. But anyway, this is House of Beaufort. This is printable washi tape. Here, the top and the bottom, though, are purchased washi tape. Let me see. I think I can do one more, then you show your one, and I have a few. Only 3 more after that. Well, 2.5 after that. So this one is Michelle Brown's Anglo-Saxon manuscripts. All of these are printable washi tape around the edge. And this is just a printed picture. I think that's Athelstan. No, that's might be darn it, the Unready. I can't remember his first name. But there we go. A bunch of different. I made sure to try to find English manuscripts. This one is actually I've seen it on a book of bead. I've actually sketched this one. And then stickers.
Stickers.
Musical bunny stickers, which might seem out of place, but you look at the manuscripts and they stick weird animals in there that you're like, why is it there? It's like the monks got bored or something. So, I'll show one more and then I have the last two after you're done.
Yeah, because Davina's getting ready to eat.
Yeah. So then this is for Edward II. All of this is printable washi tape on the top and bottom. I really like this one here. I need to use that more. And this was another picture that I ended up making into a pocket with my library card, and I can always stamp it again next time I use it. Stick that back in there.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get my lid to fit.
I ended up tracing over the words because the words were too light on there. I think that actually came from like a, it was from an ad for something.
It's like a cigar or something.
I think it was a cigar ad because they had one for him and they had one for his son. Your turn.
Okay, my journal entry is actually 2-page entry.
Oh, really quick. Another bunny warrior.
My fuzzy Michael's book. The story behind this is I made a thank you note for a friend of mine, and I always like to keep a record of these things, and so I did this little card, but I didn't want to I was afraid, and Talia was afraid that if I put it in here, it would get, every time I opened it up, it would get yanked off. So what I did was I made this little closet type thing. Okay, you see the flowers here, and the stickers, and then you open it up, and that's what I had on the end.
Because initially you were going to give it to me. I was like, nah, you're going to have a better use for it.
So that's, I love hummingbirds. And so I put the hummingbird inside, and, just a couple of flowers here. And I was really happy with the way that turned out.
No, it turned out really well.
This one here. And then my husband got me some stuff for Valentine's Day. He says, oh, we're not getting anything for Valentine's Day.
He always says that he gets something anyway.
So I took the stuff he gave me, and I also used some ephemera. The actual To My Valentine was part of the card, and everything else was ephemera or stickers or whatever. So I made this. This was part of the card. These, they're not stickers. They're
Are those the flowers?
yeah, the flower. They're kind of like cutouts. Like they're cardboard. They're very sturdy. This up here and this one down here. And what I did was I put them up against the edges, and I went ahead and cut whatever went over the edges. I think I'm going to have to trim right here. Ty might show me again how to use the X-Acto a little bit more. Or maybe I just need to put more glue down, because somehow this got caught. It got caught in the center thing here, and you kind of have to be all the way over it or well off of it. Otherwise, it starts curling, and it's starting to pull away. So I need to do that. But these are the ones that I did. Most of my pages mean something. I mean, sometimes I'll do one that's just for fun, but like this one here that I showed a while back has the same kind of idea. This was also a card for a friend of mine. This is a smaller version. So, yeah, I'm not as prolific with the journaling right now, but I do enjoy it. I'm not an artist like she is, but
Although I'm not doing a ton of art with it. It's only when I feel like it.
When I feel like it, I do art, but I can't draw.
Okay, so this one is Edward III, so it's the son of the king in the last one. This washi tape is huge.
I think it's great.
It's definitely different than all my other one. I think it's even bigger than, I had one from ancient Egypt that came close. But I think this one beats it. Now the ancient Egypt one, yeah, it beats
absolutely.
even the top part for the ancient Egypt one. This was a kit. I splurged a little bit for that one. But I do love this. It's very different from anything else I have. Actually, all of this is purchased. You have the little bit of gilt of the gold in here. It's supposed to be, they call this illuminated manuscript. So I love that little sheen there. I have the Fighting Knights sticker. No, I just really enjoyed how this turned out. And I stuck a picture of him right above the picture of his son right here. Not son, the picture of his father right here. Excuse me. So, and then the one I'm working on. I just had to put the review in. This one was hard to put together. I didn't like this book terribly much. Death of an Author. This is the one I told you where I felt like they led you to a certain point and then completely brought the ending out of nowhere. But I was happy when I looked through, when I picked up some more ephemera and I saw this desk. So I'm like, well, that could be for an author. And then that leaves room for the review, but doesn't leave all the empty space that I was having before. And I need to put my star rating and start planning the review. This is the author. And then this one's still being worked on.
And part of the reason I didn't do more in the journaling and stuff is because we spent our creative time. I spent not creating, but trying to get some semblance of order into my ephemera and stuff like that. So I had all the boxes out on the floor, and I got it to the point now where I have to hand the bare basics needs right next to my desk. Everything else is in the bookshelf behind you guys. But at least if I don't want to be bothered with having to get up, I can do something between the computer and all the stuff that's on my desk.
I ended up getting a bigger bag, which it makes the area by my desk a little bit more cozy than it was before. But that has, I moved a good majority of my stamps into that bigger bag, so I can then put it into one of my smaller ones, my washi tape. So that's a lot easier to access, so I'm making better use of it.
Right. And what I did was I moved out. I've been consolidating and giving away some of my teas that are in tins or in bags. I'm like, okay, I have extras of this. I have too much of this. This wasn't what I expected. I'm giving it to people. And so one of my boxes, I was able to pare down the tea from the bigger box to a smaller one. And that bigger one now has all my Pooh stamps and things like that. Because Talia keeps me, I love Winnie the Pooh. And
I'm not sure if I've given you all the Pooh stamps I've purchased yet. I have to check my gift drawer.
I don't know.
Because what would happen is I pick up Pooh stamps and then set them aside for like Christmas or birthday or whatever. So I'm not even sure what I have hanging out for you.
I started out with Eeyore, who I absolutely love. And now also Winnie the Pooh, Piglet. And all that. And I just love the
and it's not the newer. I tend to get her the old-fashioned classic Pooh.
And I love the sayings that come with Pooh. I mean, they're just so uplifting. I could do a whole journal on Pooh alone because they're just...
You probably need a Pooh journal.
I'm going to have to do
You need to get an actual journal with Pooh's face on it.
Yes, or something, or Pooh something. Maybe I'll just find an ephemera and...
Get a really simple cover that you can decorate.
Or even if it's like an old art pad, like an art pad or something, just stick the thing on there and either ask Daddy if I should use varnish or I can use that tape that you use for packing and make sure that
I have some of that stuff that I used to keep the when the top of the rosary centerpiece comes off.
Right.
I forget what that stuff called because you use it for, you said like for like covering in tables and stuff.
Decoupage and things.
Yeah. Apparently what I have you use for that. So
okay. Yeah.
Once it dries, it's
and what I could do then is I could even enlarge one of my ephemera pieces. I love this, and you guys have seen it multiple times. Actually, it's in here. I love this particular piece with Pooh and Piglet. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see it.
Is it the center one?
With my hand, yeah. They're walking, and usually it's got like a little sunset. You can't really see it because this is kind of in black and white. But it's got a sunset or sunrise. You can see it better with my color here on this one with the doors here. And it's just, I love that. And there's so many things with Pooh and Piglet that are just, I don't know, they make me happy. Davina thinks that this kind of stuff is babyish, but there's reasons for that. I just love Pooh. and Piglet. It's just Eeyore.
And it's just sort of developed more over time. But we should do stash enhancement. I need mine to be last.
Okay.
Because.
Oh, right. Okay. First of all, I don't know if I showed this last time. I don't want our donor to think that we're not appreciative. Because I thought we showed it, but I'm not positive.
Well, let me pause you a second. We're going to start the video for the next one because I want it to not be too long. So we'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. So she sent us 2 prizes. This one is Knit Picks. I think it's Felici. It is Felici. It looks like, it reminds me of ice cream, like Spumoni or something. I'm not sure what the colorway is, but that's what it reminds me of. And then this one is also Knit Picks, and it looks like it's gray and white.
Yeah, because this makes me think more like a not gelato. Sorbet, thank you.
And this is gray and white, so that will go together as well. Christina is very generous with us.
Yes, she is.
And so we are very appreciative of her continued generosity.
So those will be for prizes.
So those will be your prizes. How far do you want me to go?
I'm at the end, so.
How many do you have?
1.
Oh, you only have 1. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and go, okay? Because she wants to do it at the end because it's really cute. This came, I have a spiritual director, and she, last time we talked, she's a sister, a religious sister of our order, and she, we were talking, and I mentioned that Sister Scholastica Rivada, who is a venerable on the way to sainthood, was one of my guides on my journey this year. And so she sent me 2nd class relics, which there's 1st class, which is like a piece of bone or whatever, and there's 3rd class, which has been touched to something that's been touched to them, I think. I have to look up what the 2nd class is.
I think 2nd is actually touched like the grave or something.
So she sent me this beautiful card and 5 medals. So one of them belongs to Talia, one belongs to me, one belongs to Davina, and then I have a couple people to give the last 2 to. Now this little notebook, I fell in love with it. Isn't it cute? I was going to use it as a journal, but now I'm wondering if I should use it for my show notes.
Well, that might work.
But I have to be sure to be neat about it.
Yeah, because you could do, that's basically like what I do when I write as I go, what I work on, yeah.
I mean, just projects. And then,
what I generally do is on the top, I will write, oopsie, not right notebook. On the top, I will write, where did my pen go that was attached to that? Anyway.
Here?
Oh, thank you. And so I'll write on the top what month, year, podcast, because we're doing only monthly now. So, and then I'll, mark down 1, 2 for knit projects. And if I do a journal one, I'll do J, 1, 2, whatever.
But yeah, so it's a really cute little notebook. I think it's adorable. It's put out by Pen and Gear. They have really nice notebooks and pens and stuff like that. They had pens that could work on dark paper.
Oh, that's nice.
I almost picked that up in a dark notebook. It was a dot notebook. And Dad was like, are you going to use it? I said, well, I want to, but I put it back because I wasn't sure that I would. So that's this. And then I did quite a bit of books. I've got a few to show you, but I'm going to be doing a booktube later on. So
I will have to remember to leave the link to her booktube in, although her channel that she comments on here, that is her booktube channel. So
I'm sorry?
Your handle, which you comment on all the videos on here, that's your booktube channel. So like if they were to click on your name after you do comments on something, it'll take you to the booktube.
I changed my handle.
Yeah.
For the booktube.
Yeah, so I mean all it is her main channel.
Okay, so this one, I bought several of these. It's Bishop Barron. It's on prayer. And I bought several of these. I gave one to our family members. I've given them to friends. I got a 20-pack because it was such a good deal. So I still have a few left. Any Catholics who are interested, let me know. Or heck, anybody who... the only reason I said Catholic is because it's from a Catholic perspective. But if you're interested in prayer, as long as I have it... and you are interested in it, let me know. I think I have maybe 10 left. So,
because it's easier to buy in bulk.
Yeah, it's easier to buy in bulk. And so I'm happy to give them out. And then I got this one, which I got the same way, only I picked up 60 of these, 40 in English and 20 in Spanish. And this one is also put out by Bishop Barron. This is what I'm going to be reading for Lent. One of the things I'm going to be doing for Lent. And what it is, it's a reading and a reflection and a place for you to journal for every day of Lent. And Lent, for those of you who are non-Catholic or non-Christian, is 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's here.
From Ash Wednesday to
Easter.
Well, it stops on the day before Easter. So
Yeah, this one stops before. Some books, some of the devotionals go through the Easter season, and that's another, I don't know, was it another 30 days or something like that? I forget. Up to Pentecost.
It's not quite.
I'm not sure how long it is.
I'd have to check our liturgy book.
Okay, I'm going to show you first the other ones that...
Because it also varies based on when Ascension... Well, because Ascension is based also on when Easter lands.
Don't even get me started on Ascension. Ascension Thursday, which is supposed to be on Thursday, not on Sunday if they decide they want to move it. That's a pet peeve of mine, so we're not going to talk about that right now. Okay, another one that we're doing, that Talia and I are going to be doing this one together, right?
Yes, that's the one we're reading together.
This is the one we're reading together. It's Walking with Mary, A Biblical Journey from Nazareth to the Cross by Edward Sri, and this is going to be for Lent. It's a beautiful cover on this.
Mm-hmm.
I just show this to you real quick. I don't want to get into it too much because, like I said, it will eventually go up as a BookTube video. But so that's that. And then the other one we're doing is called The Warning. And this one we're reading together, but we're doing it by percentages per week. So we can read as much on one day as we feel like we can.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my husband about it. He got it first. He read it twice before we even got the book.
And he's pestered us for...
I said, I promise I'll read it for Lent. So we actually picked up the physical book so he knows that we're going to read it together. And I think I'm going to highlight in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting because it's about people who have had illumination of conscience where I guess they've seen their souls. They've seen...
Well, it sounds like maybe some near-death
like
experiences.
The rapture. It's like the rapture. It's like...
I got the impression it was like near-death experiences.
Kind of. Some people have died for this kind of stuff. If you've read Pierced by a Sword, Conceived Without Sin by Bud McFarlane, it talks about that kind of thing in that book. And that book was done about 30 years ago. Because I got it when it came out when we were homeschooling. And this is another one by Edward Sri that I got. And I'm not going to be reading it just now. We just saw it. I think Talia bought this for me, actually.
Yeah, I did.
Into His Likeness. And the other one we got, we picked this up from Word on Fire, which is Bishop Barron's company.
I don't know that
platform.
you showed the other Edward Sri.
Yeah, I did.
The Jesus one?
No, I didn't do that one because I didn't want to do all of them. I left my other, where's my other?
Well, I guess you'll show it on BookTube.
But where is my other book like the one that came with this? I got another
You
book.
probably left it over there.
I got another book that came with this one. It's probably on my table, but this is The Everlasting Man by G.K. Chesterton. And the good thing about this is he can be difficult, other than Father Brown, he can be difficult to read because he meanders.
So each chapter has a commentary after it. Because
Is it
I flipped
after
through.
it?
Yeah, I flipped
Okay.
through and was looking to see where the commentary was.
So I'm looking forward to reading this and hopefully making sense out of it because he's really got a lot to say. G.K. Chesterton. Okay. So that's basically what I have for stashing. I mean, I have more books and stuff, but this is not a BookTube, so I'm not going to do that.
Yep. Okay, so then my final stash enhancement. So I did take advantage of a sale that they had. They had the new Potts Plushy Dreadful came in. There's the sticker. I'm going to get the sticker off of there and stick it in a journal. Because it's just so cute. Well, she's so cute. So,
She got popcorn?
yep. Salty snacks.
Salty snacks.
So,
Pretzels and popcorn.
yep, exactly.
It's adorable.
And I'll make a pocket for the little explanation tag because I don't want it to stay on her forever. She's so soft. Whoops. Her headband fell down.
It always falls down. She's so cute. I'm gonna make sure I wipe my hands before I touch her.
There she is. And the description on the back says, there's your little tail.
These things are so soft.
They're so
You
soft.
saw mine last month. It's absolutely so soft.
And it comes with a pen, but I'm already using the pen. It's in my thing of pens. So the tag actually says why everything is the way it is. So stars attached to the head for dizziness and seeing stars. Blue heart for temperature regulation and heart palpitations. Furry boots and armbands. Now these do come off. I don't take them off, but these do come off. They shed a little bit sometimes. So furry boots and armbands for compression and temperature issues. Blue paws for shaking and temperature problems. Red and blue ears for feeling too hot or too cold.
What if they have menopause bunnies?
I'm sure, they could, or they might be working on it. Like, I know they're working on the mask, so. And I'm not quite sure why they have the knees necessarily. I mean,
maybe joint issues? I don't know.
I mean, joint issues can occur with the Ehlers-Danlos often being a comorbidity.
What's this?
That's I forget which symbol that was. I had to look up on the website. But I will detach the tag at some point and put it in a pocket in a journal.
You have to do that with mine as well.
Well, you didn't have this one, the explanatory one.
No, I didn't have that, but I do have this one.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And she has her sad little face there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, she's super cute. And so soft and cuddly.
Adorable.
These are nice because they generally have, they'll have the main, like, normal, like, more normal things. Like, they'll have migraine and some things that you hear a lot of, but they have a lot of rare conditions. In fact, they're in the process of making a mast cell one. They're out of the Ehlers-Danlos one that is like, so ugly, it's cute.
Think Tim Burton.
Yeah, it really looks...
Tim Burton as a jailbird.
It looks like it belongs in his... Christmas one. His
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Christmas? Nightmare on Christmas?
No, it's not Nightmare on Christmas.
I forget. Anyway.
It's like his...
I'm not a Tim Burton fan.
No, I'm not either. But it kind of has that feeling to it, but he's so ugly, he's cute. And I think they're working on version 2. And they're working on a mast cell one. So, yes.
They got the cutest little autism one. Yeah.
They have several really cute autism ones. And the anxiety ones are adorable, too.
Well, what was the one that has the migraine that has the...
That's the migraine one.
The migraine one has this brain on top of the head. And honestly, any of you guys who know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it looks like a krang okay, on its head.
Because what it has is there's like they make it look like there's a crack in the head when you take the little brain off. So you could, like, splitting headache, but when you put the brain on, it's like this is an attack of, your brain feels like it's attacking you.
The krang.
But yes, super cute. They put a lot of thought into their designs.
They're very talented.
They're very talented. They use really nice materials because they're so soft.
It's meant to give comfort. So.
Yes, they are. And give a measure of awareness, too. Make it possibly easier for people, adults or kids, to explain what's going on, particularly when it's a more rare condition.
Well, I had one come up. I don't know if you saw the last one come up with schizophrenia.
Oh, I didn't see schizophrenia come up.
Yeah, schizophrenia come up. And they have bipolar, and they have all kinds of stuff.
I always get interested when some of the rarer ones come up that I haven't heard about, and see how then they work around the design. It feels like you're getting education. Then you also see which ones are popular, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because as you're looking at them or as you order them, you see, this one got bought. Or one time we were looking for something. I was like, 4 or 5 of one of them got bought by different people.
And you would see, like, this one went to Texas. This one went to... It's really cool to see where they end up going.
Yeah.
It's just a fun feature.
So I think that's all we have to do about the podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
We don't have a Zoom until the end of the month.
Yeah, because we just finished
one. And I do want to thank, before we get going here, I do want to thank the people who commented. I'm not sure. I didn't get to PHM before we started. I was really scrambling this morning because I was not ready. And so I apologize.
You think you have been ready? You had a whole month.
No, I have to be like on a schedule. And usually, they say, if you want something done, see a busy person. It's very true. When I'm busy, I have everything set up. And I do. When I have a whole this time, I'm like, I'll do it later. I forget to put what I worked on. I forget to send my show notes. I forget that, I need to organize better. That's going to be one of my Lenten things, I think. But anyway, if I miss somebody, I apologize because I went through really quickly. But we appreciate all comments, every comment that comes through. We really appreciate them, and we appreciate the people behind them. So Rena, thank you. Left, I think it's Lefty Crochet and Mirror Knits. This person has been with us forever, but I can't read my handwriting.
That is Lefty.
So Lefty Crochet and Mirror Knits.
Yeah, that's her.
We love her. She's wonderful. Thank you. Looney Hiker, Book Zealots, Andrea, and Meditative Crafter. Thank you very much for taking the time to comment.
Yes.
We did comment on all the ones we saw on YouTube.
I think you forgot, I don't see Paula on here.
That was last
Paula. No, that was I
didn't see her because I went through.
She was last podcast.
All right. Well, Paula, if I missed you,
because she commented on the book for Columbo.
Yeah, I thought that was the last podcast. But anyway, Paula, if I missed you, I'm sorry. We thank you as well. She's always super, super supportive.
Yes.
Paula is. So we are grateful to all of you who visit, comment. Even when we don't always get the chance to be timely in our responses, don't stop responding. We love to hear from you. Okay. And anyone, as I said, who would like to join the PHN group, it's in the description below the video. Just press the link, ask to be admitted, and one of us, either me or Talia or Rena, will let you in.
Probably Rena.
Probably Rena. Rena's our right hand over there. We have a couple of moderators, with Rena being our right hand. So
yes, she is. She's amazing.
She's wonderful.
Yeah, part of the reason why we've taken so long to respond, though, this month was really rough for me. Or this past month was really rough for me. There were so many issues this month.
Yeah, this goes a little bit, we're not going to be too long, but this goes a little bit to life things. So if you don't want to listen to this, that's why we said thank you already, and you can come back next month. But if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay. But yeah, this month has been there was a lot of weather. There was a lot, I was sleeping, sit down, I go to sleep, and pain and things like that. I had a couple of days where, actually, I took a fall. I was,
yes, you did. That was fairly recently.
I was on those step stools that, kind of, you pull it out, but it's only about, maybe 2.5, 3 feet off the ground. And we have our sunroom used to be a porch. So it's a 3-season room now, but I put the step stool on there, and I was very careful. I made sure it was well in, because our bookshelf that my husband put back there for me, I can't reach the top shelves, and I was trying to get organized books. We were getting rid of books and stuff and making space for new ones. And I don't know if I turned funny or what, but I toppled backward. And I thought, and I had Talia check my arm and stuff. And I knew I didn't break anything because I could move it. It was fine, but it hurt. And I said nothing was broken, and it was okay. It'll be fine. And it wasn't until a few days later that it really started
Which
hurting.
is about what I expected. It takes a little while sometimes.
And I never really bruised too much, but it hurt so much that I couldn't do anything. It was hard to write. It was hard to craft, and I just didn't do anything. So that's part of the reason. I mean, even writing was a chore. I couldn't, because you have to do this motion, and it hurt all the way through here, and because when I landed on my arm, I have tendonitis, and so that angered the tendonitis. I'm okay. I didn't hurt anything vital. My pride more than anything else. So my guardian angel made sure I didn't hurt myself too badly.
Yeah, because you could have hit your head. And
I've got, because right behind me, if I'd fallen backward any further, I could hit my head on the treadmill. But that's God and guardian angels. I'm grateful for that. So.
And then I had a whole issue where I actually ran out of meds, some important ones, because there were some insurance issues. There's a whole insurance battle. That's all been pretty much fixed. Just trying to, fix a couple other things probably today. But I have all my meds now. But yeah, it was a whole issue. So that was a problem. Then I had migraines and sensory issues. February was rough. The weather was so up and down. In this house, weather being up and down is difficult. It's hard for her. It's hard for me. It even affects my husband a little bit. Davina's the only one it doesn't seem to affect too much, but thank God. Other than the fact that she can't go outside, and then she gets cranky.
Yeah. But she's good about it. Once she understands why,
she grudgingly accepts.
Yeah. Once I reiterated that I do not control the weather. That she's okay with that, and she's gotten to the point where she's okay. I have a backup. It's upstairs doing this, or it's that, or the other. She's, it's hard because Asperger's people, autistic people have a hard time with change. So that's fine. We just deal around it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We want to thank you again for coming. We hope to see you again next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. I think it was episode 615. I don't know. You took my thing for your letter.
Hold on. It's here. Let's see. Episode 615.
And that's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.